button. Live button. Space. Speaking. Content left panel.
Oh my God.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Top of the time zone, I'm Alan C. You're with Johnny J in the house, president and station manager of Innervision FM. You're not going to want to miss today's podcast here on the Innervision FM universe. Brought to you by Colorado Art Relief Fund, Eeny Meeny Grants, Bonefields Foundation, and Christian Brothers Moving Company, based in Englewood, Colorado, Phoenix, Arizona, also in the great state of Texas.
You can buy its full supply of the
My
seeds.
God.
That's who we love, and that's who we serve.
He said, Nick, can I borrow your bolo there of Mike? Because I'm gonna cut trees on the mountain. I need to deliver it.
This is the Godfather Soul James Brown. I tell you, this business is on. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown saying, stay with it and hit it. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Well, thank everybody for joining us. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's
Wow.
right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Alan Colvin, and I'm joined by President and Station Manager of Innervision FM, Johnny J. He's here in the house.
Hey, and we I also want to mention and thank the Chinook Fund for the grant that will come in sometime this week. So thank you guys for that donation or grant, and we're getting closer. We're getting closer. I think we so far this year, and this is, I don't know, maybe people say, are you bragging about this? I think we're about $31,000 out of the $458,000 we need to raise. So yeah, we're getting there step by step. So just keep writing them and we're bringing it together, and it'll happen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot to talk about, so let's dive right in.
Now, should we start from the bottom up, or should we start from the top down?
Well, check this out. We got some eyebrow-raising stories to talk about. Let's see here. From the entertainment world, can you imagine people getting tattoos to commemorate Taylor Swift concerts? I got to tell you, Johnny, this is interesting because, for me, I'm an old guy. So if Taylor Swift were performing a concert in my bathroom, I still wouldn't go. But I do understand that people do like to do a little Taylor Swift every now and then. And she does have a fan base, so I don't want to knock her. I mean, she's doing better than I am, folks. I'm going homeless.
Yeah, and this guy named Rick, he started off with her, and he didn't train to be a manager. He just said I asked the questions that nobody else did ask. Like he started out like in country music, and I can't believe it was a time where it was a time where he said that he would go to these country stations and they would bring these bands in, and he was looking at the city and said, well, why don't they perform? Well, because a lot of the country singers maybe had one or two songs and they hadn't filled out the album, and they, recorded that one song and they hadn't filled out the album, but the hip hop stars, they were like cranking it out. So he said, well, why don't we, start putting on shows when they come here, invite, a bunch of people from the station, who listen to the station. And then that started going really well. So he said, wow, that was just an idea that I had. And then when he got with Taylor Swift, she was in that genre of country. And of course, she had maybe one or two songs. And, the parents said, hey, she trusts you, we trust you. we want you to manage her career, right? So
I know, right?
so he just, he got lucky, and the first person that he really managed, hit it big. And
Well, I
then
tell
he
you,
just-
Taylor Swift tattoos. Now that's some dedication right there for you. And law enforcement trading bracelets. I
You're
mean,
trading Taylor Swift bracelets. I mean, I wonder, are these female officers? They can't be guy officers. Come on.
well, I mean, it's the 21st century, so you never know. But do they really have that much time on their hands?
Non-binary policemen. Oh man, what a headline.
The hairline crack.
Yeah. Oh man. So who knows? I mean, that's so, and then let's see. Oh, and then my wife, she was down there on Friday, and it was like I guess it was a bunch of girls dressed up in cowboy outfits, and it was a bar, and they were drinking, they were playing Taylor Swift music and stuff like that. And so it was like all these people preparing to go down there. And then I heard on channel, I think it was Fox 31, they were showing outside the parking lot. And this is what I used to do with the Rolling. I went to see the Rolling Stones until this ticket started going up too high. And then I would just stand outside the arena and listen to the concert from there, because I figure I'm getting just as much out of it out here as I would be in there. And other people are doing that with her concert. They were having parties in the parking lot because they couldn't get tickets to get into the parking lot, get into the concert. Now,
That's crazy. I understand that she made a pretty big donation to a food bank here in Colorado. I got to wonder if she made, that kind of a big donation, if she's got any money left for Innervision FM.
Dude.
If you want to make a donation yourselves, go ahead and hit us up at intervisionfm.com, and you can find out how that's done.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I know, it's like people, with the country being America being 65% of people are overweight, and that's all we need is some food bank to get more money to stuff us even more. But it is what it is, so hopefully and my friend Anthony, I think he wrote something on the Channel 7 website saying, hey, Taylor, if you got some more money left over, donate it to Innervision. So I don't know if anybody saw it or maybe not a Taylor Swift, but maybe somebody else out there saw it on the Channel 7 website. So thank you guys for hey, putting a shout out there. I mean, that's
Absolutely.
really cool.
Absolutely. Speaking of food, while we were distracted with the cocaine in the White House and the other stuff dealing with the sinking of that sub, the Titanic stuff, the FDA went ahead, and from what I do understand, you'll want to check this out for yourself, but I do understand that lab-grown meat is now going to be a thing of the present instead of a thing of the future. So, 25% of our world supply of meat could conceivably, potentially, of course, really make its way onto our table. It could be lab-grown, folks. In 2 weeks, you could have yourselves chicken grown.
Step up and get your vaccines.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
right.
pretty crazy.
Via,
pretty cool.
via your Big Mac.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So leave a like, if you enjoy this kind of content, share it, subscribe, and if you feel like it, toss down a comment down below.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Do you want your meat to be lab grown? Would you rather it come from grass-fed beef? Keep the farmers in business, this kind of thing. Tell us what you think.
Also, I've been eating, I've tried some of these seedless fruits, and they just don't taste the same. I mean, call me like I live long enough to know what a real watermelon tastes like. I lived long enough to know what a real orange tastes like. But if you've never had a real orange with seeds or a real watermelon with seeds in it, you don't know. You just think, hey, this is great. My older brother, he says, I love seedless grapes. I said, man, when they try to improve stuff, maybe it works or maybe it's not. It doesn't. Where's the nutrition? And then you see what they do with the beef. They feed them all kinds of things they're not supposed to feed them and put antibiotics in them. And then we eat it and then we get sick because they're sick. So I just don't trust these scientists. It's just, they're just trying to make some money. And if they damage a few people along the way, gay sarah, sarah.
It's interesting because there was a speech done by our vice president in the United States of America, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. And, I think she kind of made a little slip up. And of course, the White House went ahead and corrected the transcript. But she was talking about how cool it would be, once we get the Green New Deal up and running and we get the electric vehicles. She meant to say that there would be a lot of reduction in pollution, but she made a mistake and she says, well, when we get the population reduction going on or something to that effect. You guys, everything's
I heard
available.
that. I heard that. Yes,
everything's available on the internet, so you can look up that speech for yourselves. But that has the potential to really make some people unhappy. I know that she just made a little bit of a slip up there, and it was just a mistake. She meant pollution.
Freudian slip.
Oh, surely, sure.
I mean, she's probably in those backdoors meetings where they're talking. Like Bill Gates and all those guys are talking about. Hey, let's see.
Is that a pun? Backdoor.
Yeah. Oh man. Hey.
Sorry, couldn't help it.
Hey, let's move on to something a little bit more juicy. We've got Aretha Franklin. She died recently, and she did leave a couple of wills. One will was found under a bed or under some couch cushions or something, and now the courts have to make a decision. Tell us a little bit about that, Johnny. Okay. Are you there, Johnny? What about you? Hey, Joe, have you heard anything about this?
No, nothing at all on that. Johnny muted?
I don't know what happened, but from what I can tell with regard to this here.
John Johnson has stopped screen share. Zoom meeting.
Looks like I'm the host.
Yep.
Well, check this out. There was a will found under a sofa, apparently. Let's take a look here.
John Johnson is host now.
Ah, cool. He's
John
back.
Johnson has joined the meeting.
You got some relatives fighting over Aretha Franklin's will. So this looks like it's going to go into probate. And they're going to decide on which will to use. From what I can tell from the show notes here. Are you back with us, Johnny?
Yeah, I'm back. This stupid computer. Just when I was talking about the Biden regime, my computer decides to go underground. Shit.
So,
wow.
What other info do you have on this will that Aretha Franklin had left?
Oh, okay. Okay, see, she died at the age of 76, and I understand that she knew that, she was sick and whatever, and they kept kind of like, hey, finish your will. And of course, she kept putting it off. And I guess I don't know, maybe she was laying on a couch a lot, and she was, writing and nobody was around, and she just slipped it underneath the couch.
Huh.
Well, I don't know how long ago was that, but you think that someone would move the couch. Now, I'll tell you a story about my couch. When my wife first came here, it seemed that my son-in-law and my daughter's baby daddy, they used to eat stuff and they would slide it underneath the couch. So when she got here, she says, "Why do you have these hamburger wrappers and stuff like that?" I said, "I don't know. I don't eat hamburgers." So I had
Remember-
all kinds of, huh?
I was going to say, I remember one time my brother had taken a bowl of oatmeal. He didn't like oatmeal at all.
Oh,
He tossed a bowl of oatmeal under the bed, and that thing was full of maggots in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, until we found it and figured out he left his bowl of oatmeal under the bed.
well, get this. This is my oatmeal story. Me and my mother used to struggle, have a run around with this oatmeal because she liked to pour milk in it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate lumpy oatmeal. I hate milk in my. And so she got on the phone and then she was distracted. So I went and threw it in the trash can, not thinking that she takes out the trash. So when she asked me, did I finish oatmeal? I said, yeah, I finished it. And oh man.
Hey, speaking of throwing things into the trash, folks, I got a pro health tip with regard to folks that happen to be vegetarian. If you take your kale and you stir in a little bit of coconut oil and you cook that all up real nice, it makes it really easy to throw that stuff into the trash. Leave a like, share, subscribe,
All right.
toss a comment down below. Tell us what you think about that.
Oh man. Well, it's like, but but because she didn't write out an official, and Prince did the same thing. I don't know, but they never found a will that he written and put on this couch. But now 6 people and a judge who got to figure out, divvy up what goes to what, and what if that wasn't her wishes? That this goes to that person, that goes to this person. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you're still healthy, I did one. I sent it to my daughters via Facebook, so it's in their inbox, so it's there. So write up something. It's like so at least someone will know your will. And some judge doesn't have to do it.
Tune into future podcasts. We'll be delving more deeply into this and other music-related, entertainment-related stories. But let's move on to the main topic. We're joined by Hey Joe, and he's got a few things up on, I guess you're up on Spotify now, huh?
Yeah, I think I've
he's
been
everywhere.
Spotify for a while.
That's
And
awesome.
then SoundCloud, and I saved some stuff on Amazon as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you guys need to check Hey Joe out. What is your handle like? How does that work? You're under Hey Joe?
On Spotify, I don't have any idea. On SoundCloud, it's MJ5410/Hey Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And Amazon, I don't really know. I don't remember. Just don't
Yeah.
go there often.
Oh,
I'm
that's
not an
okay.
Amazon fan.
That's okay. We'll see if we can provide some links for folks. I guess your sister-in-law had a good idea that we want to kind of delve into a little bit about something to do with your music
she's-
getting on the radio station.
Yeah, I think she's a program director at a station. And Joe said, well, why don't you play some of my music? And then she said no. And then I looked up like the songs that they play on that station. I'm listening to all these 20-year-olds talking about, this boy hurt me and I felt this way. And I said, man, what was? And then the first 5 songs I heard were, the top out of the top 10 were these women, right? They're like 20-something women, right? And I'm thinking like, well, how could we, sort of like get around that, well, we want to play pop songs with these 20-something and 20-something guys. And so I thought like, what about like getting some of these younger people to do, and really they wouldn't have to change it because in Europe, somebody took a Cher song and made it into it was more than a non-binary song. It was like made it into a lesbian song.
Okay.
And I forgot what song it was because you only can hear that stuff in Europe. I
Oh,
mean,
wow.
it doesn't go very well here, and if it does, it's not in Denver yet, right? But when I heard them change the share song, I said, "What are you doing?" Because I knew the tune, I knew the song, but then she twisted, you know. So I'm
I got you,
thinking,
babe.
What's that?
I got you.
oh, I got eBay. I mean, that would, that would work. Oh
You know,
man,
what do you folks out there think as aspiring recording artists and musicians? You know, we do help to promote grassroots musicians, whether they're physically disabled, financially challenged, or both. And you can find out more information about school that Johnnie started to help you
John Johnson has joined the meeting.
to get some exposure out there and to help, you know, basically show you the ropes if you want to become a broadcaster, podcaster, things like that. More information available on
John Johnson is the host now.
www.intervisionrecords.org. You know, so what do you guys think? Leave a comment. We're on a whole bunch of different platforms. So wherever you're watching us or viewing us, if you're blind or visually impaired, leave your comments down below. We live on those things. The algorithms are not always kind. So when you like these types of videos and leave comments and share them, it kind of forces the algorithm to address it.
oh yeah, definitely.
Hey, wow, you got an echo going on. Hey,
Yeah.
wow, man.
Okay, continue talking. I'm gonna take out this echo.
Echo, hey. What do you think,
man.
Joe?
Francine, scene. Oh, the colors.
Don't try this stuff at home. Don't try this stuff at home. Only trained professionals.
John Johnson is the
Oh no.
Yeah, I've been talking to some younger girls about doing some of my music and stuff, and they look at me like I'm really stupid.
You know, folks, with the advent of artificial intelligence, it's actually possible to literally ask it to be a kind of a conscript, not a slave, because when it becomes self-aware, we don't want those guys coming after us and the Terminator and the, you know, oof. But hey, you know, if you ask AI nicely, I bet you it would sing your stuff for you.
You know what?
Hmm.
A couple years ago, I was using this add-in
You are co-host now.
for my music,
Mhm.
and it was a more or less of a chorus type of effect,
Yes.
and you could shut the lower volume out and turn on only the high one, the high pitch, and it sounded just like a woman.
Oh man,
Beautiful. That's beautiful. Wow.
And I did one of my songs as a high voice, and it actually sounded like a woman. Everybody, who you got singing for you?
Right. So that's always a possibility.
Oh, remember that song, "We Are Young"? And then when they went on stage, you realized that they weren't very young. Oh man! But you know and what was that song? The video killed the radio star. Was it something like that?
Oh,
Radio killed the video. No, radio killed the radio. No, video killed the
video killed the
radio.
radio star. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, used to be, because you could be like, you had the anonymity of, you could be like this musician, and you know, people wouldn't see you unless you went on stage and so forth. And then I remember like Motown was trying to get their music on other stations, but they wouldn't play it because it was like black artists. So they said, just don't put the face, don't put any pictures on there.
I got to tell you, I'm so ugly. I got to sneak up on a glass of water to take a drink. So I should have been born in a different time.
Or Buddy Holly. If you saw that movie, remember like it was in the movie, the guy says, oh, you know, he was gonna. They came to the I don't know, it was a record company or was it a radio station, and the guy says, oh, okay, let him in. All you guys look alike, you know. And the guy said, and then the black guy says, for this time, you're sure right, boss. And then he brought in Buddy Holly, and if you get a chance to watch some of those classic movies, man, it's like I love looking at those movies because it shows like the behind the scenes of the music business, and it's just. And I guess there's a movie or something out now about who sing that song? Oh Donna, La Bamba, Richie Valens.
Richie Valens, yeah.
I guess there's something new out about him, and I didn't get a chance to read it over that much, but who knows? Maybe for the next show we'll pull it out. But it's like, and then it said like his brother was jealous. I guess his brother was jealous. The one who he was in jail, did a prison stint for a while and got back, and then got with Richie's girlfriend and had a baby with her. And could you imagine? I mean, taking your brother's girlfriend. I mean,
Yeah,
there's no shame.
fascinating. Wow.
Sounds like somebody else's son,
What? Who's that?
the president
Oh,
or the
wait,
resident.
Yeah,
wait.
Joe, I guess he got with the babysitter. That's where Jill came from, and now they're happily married, and Joe's president. Joe's son, Hunter, took his brother's wife for his own. They're following the edicts of the Bible, Old Testament type stuff, it sounds like to me, with regard to
Taking care of your your family's family. Yeah. But I think there's a little more to it than that. I don't think they had cams and stuff like that back then.
That's right.
Now, who's going to be the John the Baptist that says it's not lawful for you to have your brother's wife and
That's
get his head like. If you never heard the story, a lot of people haven't read the Bible. If you haven't read that story, John got put in jail because he told this king's brother that it wasn't lawful for him to be married to his other brother's wife. And so she had something against him. And so she was kind of figure out a way she can get back at him. And man, this is a terrible way to get back at somebody. So the daughter did a dance, and the king says, he was so enamored, he says, I'll give you anything up to all my kingdom. What would you have? And then she goes back to her mother and she says, what should I ask for? And the mother says, ask for John's head on a platter right now. So she go back and they cut off his head and bring it on the platter. And she's looking, it's a movie. You'll see it in the movie because I think they portrayed this in the movie. And she's looking and said, wow, there's John, there's his head, and that's what, and back in those days, I guess, instead of being embarrassed by your guests, I guess you just go ahead and cut somebody's head off,
Hey, speaking of cutting heads off, a lot of folks are running around trying to get people into the kingdom of God and, seeking God's kingdom first, Matthew 6:33, I think it is. And, I'm one of those. I've been drinking the Kool-Aid for a long time. I don't think it's Kool-Aid. I think it's the water of life. And, the everlasting life that is available by the salvation message. And that's found in 1 Corinthians chapter 15. And, with the stuff that's going on today, I mean, it'll break your mind if you let it. So it's easy to try to have that peace of God as much as possible. The only way to do that is through the armor of God, and that's found in Ephesians chapter 6. It has the helmet of salvation, protecting your mind, the breastplate of righteousness, protecting your heart, the belt of truth, holding your pants up, so to speak, spiritually. You got the shoes of the preparation of the gospel of peace. This allows you to walk peaceably where at all possible with all men and women and just everything like that. Got the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, and the shield of faith, folks. If we interlock our shield of faith, we're going to be okay no matter what happens here on this planet. But thank you today for joining us in the Innervision FM universe. And tomorrow we're going to have a fun set of topics.
Deleting.
Did I lose everybody?
I'm still here. Johnny, check out again.
Well, anyway, we're going to have a fun set of topics tomorrow, and go ahead and join us for tomorrow's episode as well. And we want to thank you, Hey Joe, for joining us, also known as Mike Johnson.
Johnson has joined the meeting.
And we'll go ahead and shut her
John Johnson is the
down.
host now.
Oh, well,
John Johnson has left the meeting.
He's back.
He's back and he left, and I don't even know, man. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and don't try
Oh,
this
man.
alone.
Man,
You got any final words for us, President, Station
Yeah.
Manager?
well, if this computer has stopped possessing itself, they must really not like what I'm saying tonight, because this has never went off this many times.
It's a little over the top. I guess you've done a bench test on it many times, and they've fixed it for you and things like this. So I don't know.
Yeah, I may have to take it over to the geek squad. I took my laptop over there, and
I wouldn't take it in the Geek Squad.
Where
No?
would you go?
well, I mean, it's never gone off that many times. I mean, so
It's a laptop, so maybe it's getting hot.
well, no, this is my desktop. This
Oh,
is
your
my
desktop?
desktop. Yeah, I just took my laptop over there, and they really cleaned up. It's working now, but now it's just this one. And so, but I bought that year warranty, so I can go in there. And I don't know if it's just so I might as well use it.
Yeah, I'll tell you something else.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I'll shut up.
and my wife looked at it and she said something about, it says something happened to your computer. It has to restart now, and so it pops up like that. So I don't know. Getting it to do it when somebody is there is always interesting. But
at InnervisionFM.com is the best way to get a hold of us via email. Drop us a line for any upcoming future topics you want to hear about. And if you're a computer person, we could use some help, I suppose.
yeah. Also, did you tell them about the event on the 4th?
Not yet. Hit that.
We're going to be at the Drop Cafe, and we are looking for camera people. My daughter gave me a fantastic idea. She says, call up the news guys and say, hey, I'm just a blind guy out there trying to make a living, and we have all these protesters interrupting our show.
That's
and
a
I
wonderful idea.
That's a great idea. So I'm gonna, line up some stations and email them, put together, use AI, and put together a letter and just send it to all the stations and see who we can get out there.
So join us August 4th, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time at the Drip Cafe. It's going to be on 8th and Santa Fe, as I remember correctly.
Yes. 869 Santa Fe Drive.
Oh, that was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Real quick, breaking news, bombshell. Federal agents, Hunter Biden investigation. So stay tuned for some of that tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, tomorrow we're going to have a guy talking about how this is in our backyard, the trafficking, because of the movie that's out right now, and people think that is over there or is along the border, but it's not here in the United States. But the United States is one of the number one countries that are into child trafficking, and so we're going to
more than trafficking.
Huh?
Way more than trafficking.
Oh, yeah.
Way more.
Yeah, so we're going to talk to a gentleman, Mr. Woods, about that. He has a website and everything like that. But that will be our tomorrow show. We'll cover that. And very controversial guy, but it's all good because he said it's time for his parents to stand up, grandparents and everybody to stand up and stop all this craziness going on underneath the cloud, so to speak. Anyway, that will be tomorrow's show, and So join us tomorrow, and don't forget to share the show, like it, and hey, give us some love, and tell a friend. And because the more streams we get, it eventually after YouTube takes 40%, we might get the rest.
That's
You never
right,
know.
folks. Help us break the algorithm.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it for us now. And thanks, hey Joe, for being with us tonight.
Absolutely.
All
Thanks
right.
for having me.
God bless.
All right. Oh, hope I can figure out how to turn this thing off. Oh, there you are. See you guys later.
Give it a minute, it'll set itself